Hello. Hello. Am I live? Am I hello? Am I hello? Hello. Sorry for the sudden stream, but yes, thought I would have like a secret random moment where I discuss some strategy. Hi guys, 眠い。寝ていいよ。睡眠導入配信でもういいよ。Anyways, today we're here to talk about some strategy, because I'm assuming the main MCs will not. I'm intending this stream to be a stream to look out for some things that happen on stream, and also what is it? Just talking about general Mario Kart world things, I guess. To put it at that. So I hope if you decide to tune into the stream, you are able to figure out what the frick is going on in Mario Kart world. What is this? How is this important? How is this meta? Oh yeah. Yes. So yeah, thank you for the membership. I don't know how long I want to make this stream personally, honestly, but I am going to yap until I run out of things to yap, and then that's going to be all the stream's going to be about, I think. And then I'm going to probably practice some courses too. I have the game booted up anyways, so might as well. Anyways. Boom. Wow, Clip Studio. Oh wait, I can't look at my chat. Let me open my chat. Chat. You guys like my thumbnail? Yeah, I like my thumbnail today. So, let's just go over the rules first, because without the rules, there's not much to discuss here. Alright, first of all, it's an individual match, 150cc, all courses, items, vehicles, and characters available. So, the main thing I think we take away from this is the fact that it's all courses, and by that they literally mean all courses. Every single course. Intermission, all the intermissions, all the what is it? All the tracks. They literally mean it. Any course. Any course. All courses. Right here. Important right here. All courses. Right. Cool thumbnail, thanks. So let's show you that in game, right? So oh oops, I made a close chat, wrong one. Here we go. So that means, so I doubt that people will intentionally choose, let's just do that. So I doubt that people intentionally choose an intermission track, but so there's these tracks, right? There's this 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 30 something courses that you could all individually run 3 laps, or like some courses have what is it? Different number of laps, but in general, you run laps of each course. There's some exceptions with that, but usually you run courses. But on top of that, for example, let's say that the last match you played Bowser's Castle. You could choose to play Bowser's Castle or any other map, or you could choose to run a course that goes to another course, and we call these intermission tracks. And only from Bowser's Castle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different courses within one track. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 courses from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 courses from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses from here. I think you get the idea, right? So there's like, there's just that many. Why are you guys 6? So I think you guys get what you mean. There's just a bunch of courses where you see like the thin lines on the map, like they're all drivable pretty much. And that's what makes this game Mario Kart World, right? That being said, so because of that, my main strategy every time there's an intermission course is it tends to be bagging. And you might be like, what the frick is even that? What the frick? I hear people say bagging all the time. People say bagging all the time. What is bagging? What is bagging? What is bagging? You know? You ever think about that? Oh yeah, Dakai. Hey, Dakai. In Japanese. It's short. Bagging is short for sandbagging. Sandbagging. I'm a crab. I love eating sand. And if you're sandbagging, you kind of understand what you mean. So it's intentionally, you know, getting hit, or like in this case, lowering your place in order to get better items. Right? And then with that, I think for the intermission courses, what you really want to go for are the items I will show. I think you want to go for this one. This one's pretty good. This one's good. Shock, obviously. And then so if you're in the lower places, your item pool becomes triple mushroom, golden mushroom, giant mushroom, shock, star, bullet. That's gonna be all the items that you get at the lower places. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think those are all the items that show up. And as you can tell, apart from the shock, all the items you could use to take shortcuts. Right? And on intermission tracks, because the non-item shortcuts are really obscure and hard to know unless you like really study. The strat usually, I think, that is the most beneficial would to get a lower place. So you get a lower place, lower placing. Oh wait, on intermission tracks, right? So this is intermission tracks. Intermission track. Intermission track. You bag. And then you get item to shortcut. And then boom! Costco boys. And to do that, I think as far as I can tell, for the individual matches, it's gonna be what? What is this? Oh, that's my thumbnail. The individual matches, it's gonna be 10 or 12, right? The first round is gonna be 10 players, and the final round is gonna be 12 players. For for the individual, like the first rounds from 1st to 10th, I think you want to get like 8th. I think. And then for the final group, I think you want to get like 10th. And then you'll get like these items. I think. I could be wrong, but I mean, chances are you want to be in last place anyways, pretty much when you bag, and you will be anyways. Chances are. And even if you place a little higher, you still have a chance of getting some of these items. Maybe not the shock. Like the shock is like a super low place item, but all the other items, they still have a pretty good chance of showing up. And then maybe some of the other items start showing up, like triple reds, maybe a shell, blue shell, triple bananas, you know, that kind of stuff. But when all racers think that and things get crowded, that's really funny you say that, because if you go watch an actual like pro lobby of Mario Kart, there's literally some tracks where people are literally just standing by the item slot trying to get like a low place item. They literally sit around. They literally sit around for a little. And it becomes a game of chicken, while the others move up on ahead, and then there's a group that bags. They actually do that. So what are the good items to get? As long as you place low, like all these are pretty solid. I would say the triple mushroom is the worst out of all. The best case is dependent on the course, but I do have to say for intermission tracks, golden mushroom is huge. I think during the intermission, golden mushroom is huge. During the tracks, bullet bill is what I would consider to be like the most useful. But the thing is, the golden mushroom, if you can't take a cut on an intermission, you might get hit by the other players' items, especially for the group match, because there's a lot of players. So I do feel like there's a benefit of getting some of the items that have invincibility, like for example the giant mushroom, the bullet bill, the star. And also the thing with some of these items, the bullet bill, the golden mushroom, and the giant mushroom, while you're using the item remains in your slot. So let me kind of demonstrate that for you guys. So let's say, like, I'm playing this, right? So yeah, let's say I'm like running this item, right? And then I get like, what do I get? Point. Double star, okay. So the thing with the star, right? First of all, when you use a star, take a look at the close look at the top left of the screen. Boom, it goes away. Immediately, it goes away, and I get a next item, right? But let's say you have a different item. For example, the giant mushroom. Right? If you have the giant mushroom, keep eye on the top left. You use it, it's still there, and there's the gauge that slowly depletes. That shows you when your item is over. But when that happens, you can't get rid of that item from your item slot, which means you can't swap it for another item. So let's say, for example, you reach these like double items and whatever. Like if you use a star, boom, double item. And then you get 2 extra items that can help you. But if you have a giant, You go here. Use it. You only get one item. And then it's like, oh, frick. I only get 1 star. But earlier, I got a star and a giant mushroom. And then that could, like... That could change things up, you know? Obviously. So that's one thing to consider, right? But yeah, so the best item, it really depends on the situation, but I do feel like for the intermission tracks, the best items would be the ones that give you the best cut. So like, usually the golden mushroom. Golden mushroom, probably the best one. And then if you get a shock, it's also nice, but it depends on what item you have with the shock, I feel. A lot of times, and what you would swap with. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy I think would be the most optimal for this race. I think the best strategy, personally, Fury, right? Fury, best strategy. I think best strat would be start with a bag. Bag and then hope. Hope for golden. Golden mushroom. That's a mushroom. And then plus whatever this it's any of these other items here. It could be triple, it could be giant, it could be star, it could be bullbill. And at the start the shock usually doesn't show up. So at the start there's usually no shock. So it's usually these 5. Within these 5. So then ideally you get the golden mushroom and then whatever. I think usually it's usually star triple when you start, and then eventually the golden starts showing up. Like when you start, it's usually a triple or star triple, and then it becomes this item pool like a little bit later into the race. But at the very start, it's gonna be probably star triple, but then a little later you get the golden whatever, and then that's where it starts. That's where it really starts. Golden whatever. That's where it really starts. And once you get that, step 1. Step 2. That green is so hard to see. There we go. Step 2. Step 2, you use item for a decent cut. For a decent shortcut somewhere. And then ideally around then, you get around like top 4. Or actually, no, I would say top 3 for 12 player or 10 to 12 player. And ideally you get top 3, and then more importantly, you avoid chaos. Sushite. Sorry, I like this song. Anata no coupe. But yeah, so you avoid chaos. That's the most important part, because you usually have some kind of boost, so you avoid the chaos by either taking the shortcut, because it's a shortcut, Or you have an invincible item. Oh, thank you for the super chat. So that's the theory, right? And then at the third part, step 3, chances are afterwards you would just be at top 3, and then you race, and then people have been throwing items, and then they're just like struggling in the middle pack while you're more ahead and hopefully playing well. So you play well for the 1 lap of the wherever your intermission course ends. Post intermission. Yeah. Chaos control. The emeralds. But that's like probably the most consistent strategy for the people who are running intermission tracks. Pretty much. What's a good time to attack with an item? The thing is, I think for the longest time, Mario Kart is a game where it's usually better to not be offensive, but to prefer speed items, defense items. Any item to not let other people get in your way for your race is usually the better strategy. Because let's say you knock out one person, right? Let's say this is you. You're in 10th. And then you knock out the guy that's in 9th. So this guy gets knocked out. And this guy goes to 11th. That only makes you... That knocks that guy to 10th. And then that only makes you 9th. Right? But let's say... Let's say you're 4th. But you get a speed item. And then you zoom. Zoom past them. Boom, you're 1st. You know? It's better to get a speed item to zoom past everyone than an attack item that only hurts one person while everyone else is still vibing and driving. In Mario Kart, what's important is that what's important, right? Item usage. Okay, let me draw this. Or write this. Item usage. The general rule of thumb is to use items to prevent inconsistency. Yeah. So it'd be better to defend over offense. For example, if you have like a shell, right? Hold shell instead of throwing. Or like use invincibility items to dodge the shock, you know. These are good. These are like usually the good uses of the item. Rather than hurting one person, it's better to make sure that you stay nonchalant. You know? And then, for example, like someone could like hold mushroom. To avoid like blue shell. Or like in case you fail the shortcut, for example, you know, like for example, you messed up a shortcut, but you use the mushroom to recover. You use the blue shell, like the blue shell dodge mushroom, you know, stuff like that. Usually is the most preferred use of your item, which goes to my next strategy. Alongside with this strategy, I think there's this one part that's really good. Use one thing I also let me make my pen a little thinner actually. One good thing. Good use. Deny shortcuts. Don't let the people. Don't let others do their comfortable strats. Don't let them take those easy cuts for free. Make them work for it. You know, for example, you place a banana on a rail. You know? You can place a banana on a rail. Or like what else can people do? Shock at the worst timing ever. At the right before cut. Right before shortcut. Oh, I think we're the Banini. And like yeah, stuff like that. Usually. Yeah. Deny shortcuts and prevent inconsistency is, I think, the two really important things you should consider when using items. So like even if you're at second place, it's usually better just hold on to the triple red shell than to chuck it at first place and hope they go down. Because what if they attack you? What if they trail banana towards you? You know? Stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I consider to be the item strategy here. For the both the individual and the team, but more important. Oh. Why am I oh, there it is. More so the there's like some team play stuff too, but I feel like mostly I mean it's the same thing for both, I guess, but it's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes. And I'm sure like sometimes the shortcuts that show up will matter, but a lot of times people aren't going to be able to take the shortcuts anyway. Unless they bag and then intentionally, like, they grab item, and then they shortcut while avoiding chaos. Or they're front running super hard, and then they... Oh! I need to explain front running too. So... there's bagging. And the other side of the spectrum, we have front running. Which is, as the name says, pretty much, run in the front. So this is the strategy where you would be just grabbing a bunch of coins and just like moving up ahead and trying to just race. Just like Uma Musume. Yeah, Maruzinski. Yeah, so, I mean, this is her... It doesn't have to be an early starter necessarily, but, I mean, obviously you could start bagging and then you end front running, or you could like, start front running early, you know? Yeah. And then, during then, I think the items you get are, mushroom, bomb, feather... the coins, and then banana, and then horn very rarely. That's for first place, and then like second, third place, fourth place opens up to red shell, green shell. Oh, green shell is first actually too. You also get potentially, this is pretty important, the boo. The boo is really nice because the boo, I think it's from like 3rd to 5th. You get a boo, and the boo avoids the shock. And you could also take shortcuts with it. So this is like the front runner's dream pull, the boo right here, invincibility. And with that being said, I think the strategy that people should go for when they're front running is usually going to be for front running courses. I think a front running course would be like, for example, DK Pass. DK Pass, I think, is a really good front running course because a lot of the shortcuts in DK Pass are relatively safe. So, like, if someone were to like hurt you and stuff, you don't go too out of bounds. It's usually kind of safe. Warrior Ship Yard also, I think, would be on the safer side. Any course that doesn't like have like a crazy cut that like if you miss you fail, like around here. Bowser's Castle would be a little bit harder front run. I would say Shy Guy Bazaar might be a little harder. Let's see what else. Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road is hard to front run. Rainbow Road's so hard. to front run, I feel. But yeah, there's like obviously some tracks that are better for front running, better for bagging. Yeah, and that's kind of like just like you kind of get a feel for it. Like Boo Cinema is really front running. I do feel like for like Boo Cinema and like some of these courses, I would probably just be okay with being second or third, you know? First is really dangerous as a place to be for the most part. Because there's a lot of items that could hit you. When you're in first place, you're obviously the blue shell. But there's always a chance for the second place person to pull a red shell. More people further down the line might pull like any of these items. Probably not the fire flowers. They might steal your defense. Obviously the shock. And stuff like that. And one thing that is also to be considered when you're in first place, I think people who understand front running, there is a chance that you get these two items, which is like the most evil combination because you just gain a bunch of coins and you can't defend yourself at all. There is a chance, I think. There is a chance that you get this. So it's usually not the best to be front running for too long unless you have a super far lead that you could use to just to tank it pretty much. Like obviously if you're far enough then any item won't affect you. And the courses that kind of allow you to just really get like break away from the pack is usually the best courses that have a lot of like non-item shortcuts, like, well, question block ruins doesn't have that much. Yeah, but like yeah, DK pass is. I keep on going back to that example, but yeah, it's like a really good course. Maybe Crown City. What's the best courses for beginners? The thing is, beginners shouldn't worry about the course. Beginners should worry about the item use, I think. Any course is a good course or a bad course depending on how you use the item within that course. So that's where it really lies for, I feel, a lot of courses. Because any beginner can pull a bullet at a right moment and then win. And with that being said, I do also have to say, I think people should concentrate on item use. Obviously. Is more important than driving technique. This is... If there's any takeaway from this stream, this is the one. This is the most important. Driving item use and the decision to bag or front. This is more important than the actual driving technique of an individual. And that's where a lot of people should really be paying attention here. Is the risk you take to front run versus the risk you take when you bag. Obviously, the front run risk is items hurting you versus the bag being too slow Because obviously, if you're too slow, you won't get to the front by the end of the round, and then you're like, oh, I bagged, but I still got 10th place because everybody else was already in the goal, and I only had a giant mushroom that didn't give me enough speed, and then I poo pee pee. You know. How long should you hold items versus use item? Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so there is this concept called item swapping. I think I'll show it to you. Let's say I'll turn it all on. The most optimal timing to use an item, usually for most items, is right before the next item set shows up. So let's say, right? Let's say you get your first item here. And then you get your second item. Boom, you get 2 items, right? And then you're racing, and then you're racing. Usually, the best point to use your item would be right here, before the next item set. So then you would use that, and then you would you'll be able to swap out the item for a different item. Boom, right? And you get that item. And then if you're aware that nobody behind is gonna hurt you, you swap that one for a chance to get a better item if you don't like your current item. That's the textbook, usually the best moment to use an item. Like right here. But being real, I don't think this tournament will have that many people who would actually do this. The most I could see it is Wilson. I don't think, honestly, genuinely speaking, I don't think anyone but Wilson would be doing this. Wilson and I guess. I don't think I'll see people doing it that much, being real. And then the other good time to use items is obviously for the shortcuts. Like, let's say you want to take this cut. Boom. Like, obviously, that's good because you could take the cut. But items that give you shortcuts, it's usually good to use them at the shortcuts, obviously. But those would be the 2 most common places that people will be using items. If they are textbook playing the game. But there are obviously moments where people would just be like, whoop, gotcha. Red shell for shoe. Red shell for shoe. You know, obviously there's going to be moments like that. And then there's obviously the moments where you want to defense against like a blue shell. Boom, blue shell comes over. I horn, obviously. But that's the usual place where people would be swapping, like using items, swapping items pretty often. And the important part with this is to not hold on to your item for too long. If you hold on to your item for too long, you don't use your item, you're just at a disadvantage because you're closing opportunities to more items that could be used. Like, let's say you hold on to a mushroom and then you don't use it for an item swap, and then like you miss out on a golden mushroom. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, I think with that being said, it also makes sense for you to be using the items. It makes sense for your bagging. If you're bagging, where are you? If you're bagging, you swap with you swap your items a lot more, I think. Oh, where's my... Oh. Yeah, you bag, you swap your items more, I think. You swap more. Textbook, you would swap your items more. Because you swap your your star, you get another star, you swap your golden mushroom, you get another golden mushroom, and those items are really strong, and you want to keep on using them. But if you're front running, where's the front running? You might see people swap less. Because they're afraid of it being a coin. Or a coin block. Like, because if you get those, it's not as effective than the defense item that you might have already had. Like a green shell. I'm drawing a green shell. Boom. Boom. So then, there might be you might see some people who are front running that would be holding on to items a lot longer. Like, for example, there was a part where I was in like second place, and I was holding on to triple reds instead of swapping them because I was afraid if I swapped them for triple reds, it would have been like a crappier item. Like it could have been a crappier item, like a banana, just like a triple banana. Well, I mean, which is still good, or it could have even been like a feather, which is a situational item, which is not as good as a defense, in my opinion. But that's kind of how the item swap would probably work. Kind of looks like a dirt block. Mine diamonds! But yeah, I think if you are looking out for people with good items, the bad items, I do have to say, would have to be boomerang, hammer, blooper, blue shell's usually not a good item. Golden shell. Yeah, these items are usually not that good because these don't really defend you that well, or like they're hard to defend. And then blue shell's just like you just hate the first place player, and that's kind of about it. That's kind of all there is. And obviously, just like I mentioned before, they don't prevent inconsistency. These items, they don't prevent you from being less inconsistent. They're just attacking other players, so they're not as good of an item, if that makes sense. The paper bag with the tongue out. Oh, that's the food item. The food item only shows up in intermission tracks, and then it gives you a food and a small boost. These are okay, but I wouldn't be taking them if I'm not front running. I think front runners, they really enjoy this one because you guarantee a boost. But the people who are further back, they're not as interested, I don't think. I don't think it's very interesting to go for that. Yeah. That's how I'd imagine the event will go. Alright, let's go back to the rules, actually. Take a look here. Yeah. Okay, so the individual match, the number of players are 10 or 12. So I do feel there won't be as much chaos, which kind of makes me feel like I would have an okay time to front run a little. Like, I think I will still bag at the beginning for most of the intermission tracks, obviously. But then I would probably spend more time front running than I would for the group match. Which is group match. Same thing with the team matches, except there's 20 players, right? Where is it? Every team is playing at the same time. 20 players. So when there's 20 players, I do feel like there's a lot more of a benefit to be bagging more and bagging for longer. Like for the individual matches, I would probably bag until oh wait, I could just use, there we go, bag until like halfway maybe. But then for the teams, I would be probably bagging until like last lap. Which is like what? 66 to 75% of the track is after like 66 to 75% of the track is complete. Ideal situation would be probably that. And then for the team matches, it would be nice to be able to communicate when people are going to use the shock. If we pull the shock, if we are able to calm that, it would be really nice to be able to tell each other when we're shocking, because I think for the individual races, people are going to shock whenever the frick they want. I think they're going to shock whenever the frick they want. But for the group match, we could actually coordinate something. It won't be as unga bunga. I hope. So then, during then, I think it would be nice to coordinate some kind of shock dodge thing, and then boom, we win kind of deal. The comms, yeah, my only concern will probably be some people just yapping instead of calming. Which also gives it the Nijisanji event flavor, but it will make us further from victory for sure. But it is a streamer event, and we're streamers, so there will be yapping probably, and that's just kind of how it is. Which should I speak in this chat, English or Japanese? Oh, I mean, if you could speak both, then English streams, it would make sense to give me chats in English, but I don't mind either. But I do sometimes just read your Japanese chats in English, and I do that. But yeah. But yeah, hopefully I could brief them beforehand that I would be coming. I hope they will too. Hope they will too. Hope they will too. So yeah, that's like the strategy, I think, is the most important stuff. I think. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm probably gonna do at the actual event. And then it'll be cool to farm some aura. Farming aura would be really cool. I missed! I missed! Team leader shoe. I mean, I probably know the most in my team, so it would probably be that, yeah. But it would be nice to just calm evenly between the team. Yeah. I mean, even if you're not, if you're a leader, you gotta let others come, you know. Simply how it is, you know. That's the sauce. What the frick? Ah, what the frick? But yeah, I think those are the vibes of the Strants. You guys have comms? I actually don't know, actually. If we don't have comms, then I'll just play the same way I played before for the individual races, except I'll be more baggy. I think. And, I think, unless we, like, very... Unless something happens... Oh, man, I'm missing this one now. Unless something really happens, I'm assuming that, intermission tracks will be chosen pretty often. I could be wrong. Intermission tracks I bag harder, probably. Unless the course is also baggy. Dang, I missed this 3-4-3? For reals? For reals, bruh? Alright. Is there a strategy for Baba matches? Survive. Yeah, the strategy for Baba matches, Baba Blast, survive. Honestly, that's the strategy. Survive, avoid good players, farm the weak. Farm their weakest link. Wow. Yeah, that's how that works, because it's a team game. Farm the weak. I say this, but I could be the weak, you know? Like, Bob on Blast, I genuinely cannot. Add don't become the weak to the list. Yeah, don't be weak, actually. Yeah, that's pretty important. Don't be weak. And that's very, very nice. Yeah, don't. Oh yeah, I'll put it in my notes. Don't be weak. There we go. A team race. Calm. And then boom. Yeah. Shoot, please don't throw tomorrow. Well, if I throw, it won't be me. It'll be other players outplaying me, and Mog or Aura Max, Steve Jobs, I don't know. John Nijisanji. Yeah, so I'll play as well as I would try to play, probably. Yeah, but I mean, I have some practiced maps. Wait, let me go use the restroom, and then I'll talk a little bit about which maps are probably the ones to look out for. BRB. time. All right, we're gonna talk about courses. What's the courses people gonna look out for? I think the given one, first of all, would be Bowser's Castle. This stage, this course is the one with the shortcut, which I'll hopefully land. A lot of people have been looking at the shortcut, and apparently this shortcut is one of the first ones that show up in guides of that everyone has, which makes sense because it's a cool one. Ah. Wait, one second. I'm not sitting properly. Okay, one sec. You trickier, right? Yeah, so that trick, so yeah, everybody's been practicing that one, so I don't know if other people want to choose this course because everyone chooses it. My guess is that I could kind of see Vox choosing this one. He was practicing this one a lot, I feel. Maybe there's also that one. Those two skips, I think, is a lot of aura, so I think a lot of people want to farm aura, so they would choose this course. But I also do feel like there's that collective hive mind that if everyone's good at the course, why would you choose it? Kind of hive mind too. Because everyone's practicing this one. And if everyone's going for the shortcut, it's going to be overcrowded and nobody's going to land the shortcut, you know? And at that point, it's like, why the frick would you even go for that one, you know? I don't get that. Oh, I didn't even have speed. Why did I do that? It would be aura if you did land it. It would be. Like that. Ah. Like that. Yeah, it would be aura if you landed like that, but that's Bowser's. I think it's kind of to look out for because there's a good amount of people who would choose it because they practice it, but they're also like, why would I choose this one if a lot of people are gonna choose it? And it's gonna be question mark emoji. I don't know if I want to choose that one. And then I guess the other ones to look out for would be probably a lot of Moo Moo Meadows. Yeah, simply because it's a cow. There's not much of a reason apart from that. I think simply the fact that this course is cow, people will choose this one. And there are a couple of good shortcuts here. One with mushroom, one without mushroom. So there's that going on too. There's this one, which ideally you trick off the tree. That's Other people will probably land it a lot cleaner than my unpracticed but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So those two are the big shortcuts. You could definitely take the shroom for the next one too, and that's probably a lot more consistent overall. And some people might just run over the cow with the star, and then voila, that shortcut changes a lot. You know, all that stuff. There we go. Good enough. I didn't mean to go on the rail here. Ah, let me out. And then people could just ideally land on the jump pad, but you know, same thing. Same deal. yeah, those two are the big shortcuts there. Would you choose a map that you have inconsistent cuts for that no one else has been practicing in a map? Would I rather choose a map that... So you're asking, would I try to risk it for the biscuit? Or should I go for a track that everyone's good at and then try to mog them with items? Low-key, I do feel like I would benefit from choosing Bowser's Castle because people are really... As far as I can see, very focused on the cuts, but not focused on the macro. You know what I mean? The macro of the actual race, they're pretty fixated on the cut, and they wouldn't be fixated on actually racing. So, like, I would honestly kind of choose Bowser simply by the fact that people are going to go for the shortcut, and then watch them fail, and then I'll be like, lol, lol, gets bullet bill, lol. Would be, honestly, a strat. And then I landed because I moggers. But yeah, the second shortcuts I'm not consistent, so I'm probably not gonna go for it unless I like really need a winning situation here. I do feel like there's a good amount of people who are practicing Wario Stadium as well. This course is pretty chaotic when it becomes 20 players. This one's semi-bag, I'd say. I don't know if there's anyone who's like... I think all the people who've been practicing have been playing this one in their practices, for sure. I missed. Definitely a very practiced map for many. Very practiced map for a lot of players. Ah! I messed up. But you get the idea. So yeah, a lot of people are probably gonna go for the pipe, and then people are gonna crash into each other, and then people are gonna cry, and then they scream and then cry and then scream and then cry, and then they realize they should have picked Salty Speedway anyway. This map is low-key kind of my pick. Currently, sort of. I do enjoy the concept of doing a water course for people who are not really familiar with the water courses. It would be really nice to front run in these tracks. I missed. There we go. This would be one of those courses I would probably be choosing to like judge other people's like familiarity with running these courses. Oops. You get the idea. Yeah, this map is really easy to fall into the water and then lose a lot of time. So there's gonna be like a lot of people who probably will do that. And the group of people who actually know how to do the non-water routes that save a lot more time. So this would be a really good front running track, I think. Yeah, like going on this path alone saves probably like half a second for free, because you know how the routing works on this map. And then boom, you save a little bit more time here. Yamino loses time because he loses time. Simply. Aw, man. Oh, you get the idea. This would be a good map to pick, I think, for I think this map, Faraway Oasis. Also a map with a lot of water. I think picking water maps is kind of a good choice, especially for individual matches. But I probably wouldn't be picking them for like a group match, because I don't think my teammates also know the maps. So I would be choosing these for individual more, I think. Right here. Ah! There we go. Yeah, getting that pole, what is it? Rail is like way faster. So if you know it, you have an advantage. Also, avoiding water overall, just a lot better. And then there's obviously the cuts here. That was a little sloppy, but you know, that's a 2 mushroom shortcut. Probably the fastest one using mushrooms. And then you would bag a little, right, obviously. And then you'll get the mushrooms, the triple mushrooms, the golden mushroom, all those items, and then it'll be really nice to use those as needed. Oh. There we go. There we go. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen to me in the actual event. Oh boy. Oh boy. Anyways, so yeah, that's a good one, I think. This is my winning cow. Yeah, that's my winning cow. And so alongside with that, I've told my team and everybody, or I told my team, avoid Peach Beach, avoid Koopa Troopa Beach, please, please, because these maps are super bag tracks. Like, and then it's like, it's bag plus like RNG. So like I did mention earlier how like there's a certain pool of items you get for bagging. For those courses, respectively, the moment you get a shock on Koopa Troopa Beach, you kind of win. And on Peach Beach, you get a bullet bill, you kind of win. That's kind of just how it is. And there's like really not like a way around it. You get those items on those maps, you kind of win. So I don't want to leave that up to RNG, low-key. So I would I personally would avoid those maps. Me personally, I would avoid those maps. And what else? I don't think anyone will pick Sky High Sunday. I don't know, vibes. I don't think anyone really likes practicing this one. It looks cute, but I don't think anyone really likes practicing this one, unfortunately. Same thing with Starview Peak. Even though Luca kept on saying Starview Peak, he kept on picking Rainbow Road anyways, so that one's not really much. Peach Stadium doesn't have too much things that are really groundbreaking, I don't think. I don't think a lot of people will choose that one. Mario Circuit. Mario Circuit has a good amount of tech, but nobody really likes it. I don't know why. That's what I've been seeing. Boo Cinema. Ben was so good at Boo Cinema. I don't understand. I don't know why he's so good at Boo Cinema, but he was really good at Boo Cinema. So I personally will not be picking Boo Cinema if Ben's around. That's kind of just vibes. You know what? I'll go through every course from here. Bowser, I already mentioned. I will probably pick this for lols. If I know other people are practiced in this one, I will pick this one for lols. Dry Bones Burnout. When I practiced this one, there hasn't been a lot of other people taking the shortcuts, so I'm assuming it's not very practiced. Probably one of my top picks for myself for a group race, I think. Group race, I'd probably be picking this one. And then the others might be able to bag up pretty well using the lava near the end, potentially. Acorn Heights. I know Zally's really practiced in this one. Personally, I'd probably just bag, get a good mushroom, cut through the small last piece of... There's like a non-item shortcut for Acorn Heights that I don't know how to do, personally, and I am probably not going to learn it. I'm just gonna bag this one, probably. So you'll get like something like a mushroom. All you need is a single mushroom shortcut. It's a really substantial shortcut in this map that Zally's been landing and practicing a bit. And he landed it in practice, so chances are he'll land it in the actual event. Oh, almost. Yeah, and then he lands on the other wall there. I forgot. I don't understand how the shortcut really works. And there's obviously the vine here. Yeah, that shortcut over there is like really substantial. So this map's a bagging track because of that one shortcut over there. There's also the one to do with the pole, but I have never figured out the timing for that one either. This one's a bagging track for me, for sure. Bag and then make sure I have mushrooms. Oh, wait, I don't want to trick until later, right? Maybe I'll get the no item shortcut right now. Thoughts? Imagine. Imagine if I just figured it out right now. Oh. Almost. Wait, you got the idea. It's either you do that or you take the item set here, which is also good. Like you got item swap, let's say you have a star or something, you can swap. Mushroom. These swaps. And then, you know, typical Vine action. Rail gameplay. Mario Kart world. Thoughts? I think this stage, Zally would Mog, so I would be choosing it for the group stage. Team 2 Mog. Hopefully. And I'm not sure if there were too many other people practice this one. I am not sure. Aw. Dang, maybe I could get this one. I don't know how to do the last trick. Like that. Do you guys have a team name yet? Oh, we'll probably reveal when we group up. Haha. Boo Cinema, Ben's really good at this one. I never figured out. So there's like this one strategy at the end where you could do like a wall ride, and then Ben was landing that, and I don't know how to do that one, and that one saves a good amount of time. So I may be cooked because this track is very front run, I think. And if front run, the more you know the shortcuts, the better you are. So I'll probably just get mogged by Ren if I play this with Ren. Is what I'm feeling. So I'll probably avoid this one, just because I know he's good at it and he's practiced. Is my personal thought. But if it shows up, you know, obviously I'll try my best. But chances are I'll get mogged on this one. I'm not too practiced. Yeah, that wall ride. He gets a wall ride, and then he could bounce off this pole, and that saves a good amount of time. But I can't do that one. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll learn it, but maybe not, because I'm running out of time. So that's kind of just how it is. Who's in Team 2? Team 2 is me, Luca, Ver, Zally, Uki. I'm surprised Zally wasn't part of the experienced team, but I guess he's not really a Mario Kart player. But he's a gamer, so I wouldn't put it past him. Almost. But that's the idea. That's the idea. You guys probably saw it. Saw the vision. That's the idea. From the gamer wave. I'm the gamer wave. No, just kidding. I'm just I just play games. Maybe I'll mog them. Who knows? But yeah, it's kind of just how it is. Yeah, Boo Cinema, Starvey Peak. This map is also sort of bagging. You run this, and then you do the shortcut, and then you hold on to the mushrooms for all three, and then it's happy happy. The main strategy here is to so this item set, you would probably bag a little here. I set it to do triple items and triple mushrooms anyway, so no, but if you are in a lower place, you'll get a triple mushrooms pretty much guaranteed, and you'll just carry that throughout the 3 laps, and hopefully things work out. So yeah, this water section is super slow. So you would definitely want to take those rings. And this one. See how much faster I am once I'm off the water? So that's the most optimal path. But I don't think anyone really practices this one either. Not to my knowledge. So I might be able to front run this too. Low key, I might choose this for single individual matches. This is a pretty moggable map. Moggable map IMO. Yeah, you lose a lot of speed here, so get a boost. Get the boost. Hopefully get a mushroom. And I'll play it safe here. A little bit of that. And then see, I've been holding on to that same mushroom that I had from the beginning. Assuming it doesn't get stolen or any of that, ideally. And then I'll just have it until lap 3. Because you need the mushroom for that shortcut. The jump on the pole. Not the pole, the rail. I mean. Lol. I'll use it because I can. But if I didn't have any more mushrooms, I'll be saving it, obviously. If I don't land on the pole, that's not a big deal, I don't think. There you go. Yeah, this... I don't know if anyone's practiced that one. Yeah, this one is Sky High Sunday. This is a map where if you don't know, it's really easy to miss out on the... So 2 things. There's a non-glider option on the side here, which is really nice. You can grab two items at once at the beginning here. So it's really nice if you're front running. And then you get a really nice early start here if you don't glide, obviously. It's really nice to be able to front run here, but because then you'll get a bunch of coins, and then it's really nice, I think. The non-rail trek is probably a lot faster. Gives you a lot more coins. Missed that one, but... Yeah, I think this is a knowledge course. Not too many knowledge... not too many knowledgeable players playing this one. A lot of people know about the final cut, but not the rail. But yeah, that's the that's the course. DK Pass I've already played. You guys know. Dandelion Depths. Dandelion Depths is it's kind of interesting with this course because you feel like the thing is this course seems really simple, but it's one of those courses where a lot of people lose a lot of time on the water too. Just like the Salty. Oh my gosh, I almost fell. Saved. This course, there's like a correct way to go through the water section, which is not touching the water as much as you can. Over here. And then you get the item set. Probably the double item if you're greedy. But you get the idea. Yeah, Moo Moo Meadows I did. Toad's Factory. Toad's Factory has a really important shortcut that I think a lot of people are prone to getting shocked. This one's also a bagging track. You want to bag here hard. Because there's an important cut here. You definitely want to take. You definitely want to go here. If you're thinking of bagging. Easy coin stuff too. You get coins, you get bagging stuff. And then this area is really good for the bullet bill. So the thing with the bullet bill, a lot of times when you're on a bullet, it doesn't let you go until it finds a straight path for you. So unless you have a straight path, the bullet bill just keeps on going. Which is why for some courses, there's like a place where people call the bullet extension, where the bullet just extends and keeps on going. Which is really nice if you're bagging. And the place for the bullet extension is right here. So if you start your bullet bill right here, it extends a lot longer than your average bullet bill. And it's really, really nice. So if I'm bagging, I'm using a bullet bill here. And then hopefully the item after I get the bullet bill is also like a mushroom. And then I mean, you'll get it guaranteed if you're in a lower place, but maybe not if you're a little higher. And then I just take the cut here. And ideally, I touch the boost panel. Yeah, that's Toad's Factory. Pretty straightforward. Airship Fortress. This one's probably... I would say this is a front-running track. It's not called Toast Factory. What? It's Toad's Factory. Owned by the Toad in the game. What? But yeah, this one is the one where there's a lot of rail. There's a lot of rail, so the meta is probably to place like bananas on here. Place bananas on these rails. Oh, I missed. I missed. Those rails are probably nice to sabotage because a lot of people are probably going to take it. Like this rail too. And there's this spiral where it's, I don't know, pretty straightforward. You just gotta drift. And then, front runners, if you know how to, if you know when to release your drift for that final turn, because it's pretty hard to tell. So a lot of people have like landmarks as a way to determine the timing for the last turn. So it's pretty useful to know how, when to do that. Oh! So yeah. I wrestle it right here. And it's perfect. But when you release it, you gotta know the map. You definitely have to know the map, or else it's a nowhere's game. You know what I mean? You gotta know when to release it, or else you'll release it late, and then you'll have like a wider turn, which you definitely want to avoid as much as you can. There's a mushroom cup here. I missed. But yeah, stuff like that. Airship. Wario Stadium. I already did. It's probably I would say this is front running too. Shy Guy Bazaar. Shy Guy Bazaar. There's the one big trick that I know Ben can't do yet. I know Ben can't do this one yet. But this is the big one. I might choose this against Ben. Right here. Riding this rope and taking this path is just straight up just a easy, faster track. Simply. It's just simply a faster track. And I guess that's all there is to it, really. Nothing much apart from that. Take that path and you win. Pretty much. Low key. So yeah, ideally you want to take it all three laps. But you can mess up. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. It is easy to mess up too, so... you know, risk-reward kind of deal, obviously. And then people could, like, obviously do the stuff where, like, they place bananas, all that stuff. That's the important thing to keep an eye out of, I think. Yeah. See if the rail's sabotaged any round. See what happens. See how many people even takes the rail in the first place. You know, stuff like that happens. I don't got it. Why'd I go for it? I don't got it. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that in the actual event. You guys get the point. Yeah, that's Shy Guy Bazaar. Go on the rail and W. Mario Bros. Circuit. I think this one's Slight Bag. I think. What if the other levers watch the stream and steals your strats? Then the competition is on. Wait, I mean to pick next. The competition is on. It's on. Anyways. I'm probably gonna take that, or like attempt that. Because if you fail, you just land in front of the items, and then I'll just bag. If I make that shortcut, I'll front run. If I fail, I'll bag. That's my current strat. So there's two paths here. You could take the glider path, which I would recommend probably. Because this path gives you the more direct access towards the pipe here, which I missed. Which I missed. Unless you're attempting to go for the shortcut again, towards the rail. Usually you would have like an item to make the shortcut. So you go there. But there is the other path, which I'll get to soon. Soon enough. The other path is also good. You would probably not take the pipe from here, but you could definitely take the shortcut here. would definitely take the shortcut there. 1 second. I'll get it. I'll get a chat. 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 I'm trying to remember the angle. Am I jumping too late? I probably am. I'm trying to remember. I got doing practice earlier today. Oh, you get the idea. And then you land on the rail. You get the idea. And then you land on the rail, and then it's W. Desert Hills. This one's also a bagging track. It's really nice to take the bagging route, and then taking the shortcut at near the goal. This one's the track. So the most optimal way to go about this part of the track is to, if you have the mushroom, cut through with the mushroom over here. I wouldn't bother with that cut personally. If I got it, that would be the track. Yeah, that's no item. If you could get it. But that's like the fast route. So if you have an item to do that like consistently, this right here, this cut's pretty huge, and then the cut at the end is really huge. So if you get those two, you tend to do really well. But also nobody practices this one because who the frick practices desert tracks? Obviously you can do it with that item. Very wide road too, so maybe for a 20-player group stage, it would be nice to pick this one because less chaos potentially. Oh, there we go. I got it. Like that. Yeah. No item. It would be really nice to be able to land that if you're front running. Or maybe you'll have a feather or a mushroom anyway. And you'll be able to cut through that. And it's really nice. But yeah, nobody's practicing that one, so I don't know. Whistle Top Summit. Whistle Stop Summit. Is it Whistles Top or Whistle Stop? Thoughts? Anyways, a lot of people like this course, but I don't know if Nijisanji specifically likes this course. I'm very unsure. I'm wakarimasen about this. There's a faster strat here, but I'm not adopting it because it's a little risky. I could do it with that. What is it? I could do it when I have a feather. It's like a gap jump. Oops. Almost. There's like a really good cut here that's no item, but it's really difficult, I think. I mean, it's normalized, but it's like, you know, the setup takes time to learn, I guess, is the way to put it. There we go. It's a little better. Almost. But if you get on there, it'd be really nice to be able to do like a full-on whatever. I'm not sure how the cycle works for the train, but I feel like every time you're on the 3rd lap, you just can't get on that rail. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's just a tight timing. Oh, ah, I didn't get it. But yeah, there's a way to get up there. I posted on my Twitter. And that one's really nice. But I don't think even if I don't land it, it still saves time just to go on the rail, I think. Oh, I didn't mean to restart. It's also really nice to just cut through the grass. So it'd be nice to bag that one too. What does the jumps do? Oh, the air, it gives you boost, and it also helps you, like, align yourself better sometimes. Because if you do a side trick, it, like, nudges you a little bit to the side. Crown City. Nobody practices this one. Nobody plays Crown City. I missed up. I don't know why. I guess people just don't like city driving, which, felt. Understandably. But yeah, I did practice a little bit, so I might have an edge. This might be a group track to choose. Probably a group track I'd be choosing. Because, you know, doesn't hurt to play some Crown. Very open roads. Pretty nice item positioning and stuff, I guess. Ah, just a little. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody really plays this one, so... Oh. Maybe I'll pick it. Who knows? And it's nice. That cut's pretty huge. And there's the end here. I messed up. Ah! Oh! Ah! What? Yeah, I'm not too practiced actually, but I practiced a little bit. So, how do you know no one plays this one? Because nobody picked it during the practices. Nobody picked Crown City during the practices. I don't know. DK Spaceport. This is a bagging as heck track. The more you bag, the better for this one, I'd say. So the main thing with this course is the fact that there's like a bunch of like paths that you could take like a small mini shortcut. I would consider this map to be pretty similar to if you've played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, really similar to the what's that course name again? What's that game? The game with the bikes, Excite Bike. It's really similar to Excite Bike. There's a small cut here that I'm bad at taking. So I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, right here, like these parts, boom, time save, you know? And another one right here, boom, time save. So yeah, it would be really nice to be able to get those mushrooms or any boosts going if you have any of those. It'd be really nice to hold on to them until these cuts. Boom, time save. And then ideally you stay on the rails here. Boom, time save. I forgot what the correct way to do that one was. Boom, time save. And then if you're scared of the barrel, you could go onto the rails here. Oh, you could also trick off that, but I always forget. So I usually should be shaking the controller. Yeah, that's the DK spaceport. Pretty straightforward. Yeah. More mushrooms you have, more boosts you have, the better it is to be able to get some free time saves that the other players cannot get because those are item reliant, very item reliant. So good items, good. Koopa Troopa Beach. This is the baby park of this game, pretty much. Very small, 5 laps, and you go. There are some cuts here that you could go for. The main one right here. It requires a mushroom, but you could if you actually get it better. If you get it better. You cut a good amount of that. It's pretty good. But yeah, apart from that, it's just you cut the grass, and it's kind of nice. That's about it, I guess. Grab coins. Really important to grab coins in this one. Yeah, grab as many coins as you can, and then hopefully you get a bullet bill. That's pretty much the game for this map. Yeah, look. See how simple the course is? There isn't too much you could do here. If you're in first place and if you don't got a mushroom, then you're kind of cooked. So like ideal placement, I would probably be aiming for like 2nd to 5th here, maybe, and then see if I can get a mushroom to try to like break through at the last cut. Maybe, but I don't want to choose this course in general. Rainbow Road, you watched me play so many times the other day, but it's Rainbow Road. It's just a long course, and front running wins. Anyways, Dino. I'll play Rainbow Road later. I'll play Dino Jungle. Now this course is I would say you could front run or bag, but the most important thing is to get a mushroom. So I'll probably like it's kind of like DK Spaceport 2. It is kind of like that one too. So the most important shortcut is right here. Right there. This one saves like a 1.5 seconds because it's such a random part in dirt, I guess. It's like it cuts a lot of the off-road, a lot of it, so it saves a lot of time. So ideally, you would be able to have a triple mushroom that you could carry all the way to the front, and then just hold on to it. That wall ride's really nice too. It prevents you from like turning twice, so it's really nice. Oops. Oops. It's nice to go on the rails here too, but it's not really required. Especially if you have the mushroom. The mushroom is more important. That's the most important cut there. And also taking a dino, it means that it's a rail, so you could always place bananas and stuff on there. So if you're aware that the other players are going to go for that one, you could always like trap it. and then require the other players to take the other path. Wait, one good thing about taking this egg path is not failing it, first of all, but also the fact that it avoids most of the dinosaurs that can be charging towards you, so that's really nice. Yeah, if you're not taking the shortcut, you would be taking this longer path over here. This takes a good amount of time. A lot of time going through here. Save a lot of time going through that shortcut there. And there's 3 T-Rexes at the end for some reason. But that's not really important, I guess. Yes. And then question block ruins. What do I do if I get hit by 15 shells, 2 bombs, and a boomerang? Go next. But why are you the one getting hit by that when you could be the one holding onto a star and invincibility tanking through all of it, you know? I messed up. One thing to keep in mind here is that you could spam. So there's a thing where you could spam the left click, not left click, the left trigger. And you could spawn the item early. So if you're kind of sure that you're gonna get the mushroom anyways, you get through here, you spam the item, and then you just mushroom through here, and then boom. That's one strat. The other strat is to take the rail. What is it? Shroomless. The most important cut is actually right here, not the end. So it's more important to get this one consistent. This one? That's the shortest cut in the game. Or in this course. That's the important one to take. But there's the other gap jump, obviously. The flashy one. If I get it. If I get it. Yeah. But the one that saves the most time in this course, as far as I'm aware, is at the beginning, so getting the beginning is really important. Yep. That's the most important one. And on top of that, bonus points if you could land this one. I'm gonna take the easier path that I've been taking the whole time. Because, lol. You could do it without a charge jump, but the charge jump makes it a lot more consistent. Not like that, but... No! Let me show you the correct one! No! Not like that. Okay. There we go. That's the one. That's the correct one. Hi! But yeah, that's the question block ruins. I think it's really nice to get a bullet build too. Just in case you fail the shortcut, you bullet build and you could save the shortcut there. So it's really nice to have that as a backup, and it also kind of like extends pretty long. So that one's pretty good. This one is a bullet bill map. It's a pretty bullet billy map, as far as I'm aware, and that's really nice. Wait, did I already do Faraway Oasis? I forgot. I think I did, but I'm gonna do it again anyway. This map is... Oh, yeah. I mentioned my own strategy, but the general strategy here is... mushrooms, 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 mushrooms. Mushrooms, super good. It's kind of hard to bag on the first set there because it's in the water. So you kind of don't want to bag the first set here. Charge jump here. The second set's also hard to grab because of the jump pad. I don't know. Do you bag it? How do you bag on this one? And then you ideally land that. I think it's more consistent if you swing. Yeah. And you take this path. This is the faster path, no item. The less water you touch, the faster it is, pretty much. And then, this is the important cut here. having a mushroom up. Feels the import cut. And having the mushroom here is really nice. So that one is really important. You could do an even tighter cut if you have a feather. So it's really nice to front run here, and then hopefully you get the feather, and then you cut the big piece of land, and it's W. Hopefully that doesn't happen. What do you mean I jump over it? What the freak? Anyways, same thing for all 3 laps. Yeah, that was a nicer turn. Yeah, get the mushroom and it's really nice. Peach Beach. This one, I don't know. I haven't practiced. But all I remember is there being a lot of water. Oops. There's a separate route, I think, halfway through, and there's a faster route that I'm supposed to be taking, but I actually don't know which route's the faster route. This one's my like least practice because I hate this one. I should practice this one. I know you do that. Whoa. I don't know this. I think you go up here. I think. Hey, double item. Nice to get that. For rails. Okay, so from here, it's really important. It's very important that you grab a really good item for the end, right here. A lot of people should be bagging right here. And then if you get a bullet bill, you're smooth sailing. Bullet bill, and then ideally also avoid the shock. You mushroom through here. Take the land. Turn. And then by this set, if you're not in the front, you're cooked. Pretty much. A little something like that, maybe. And that's Peach Beach. Yeah, this one I don't know. Peach Beach I am not picking no matter what. I am not picking no matter what. If other people pick it, then so be it. Leave it up to your RNG to decide whatever goes on, I guess. This one. Salty Salty Speedway is a water-based track, but the faster is obviously not the water. So you avoid the water as much as you can, like that. Ideally, you get past that. You guys saw me play this one earlier. Yeah, do whatever you can to avoid as much water as you can. Taking the mushroom cuts that water. Super nice. Ow. Still probably faster than the water. And ideally, you charge up early enough to avoid that. I messed up. Coins. Yeah, so that's this track. Nothing much to explain apart from the first lap. I think I did it pretty well the first lap. Yeah. Second lap was okay. Anyways, Wario Shipyard, another track where there's a lot of water. But this one you could trick off of the lot of the water, so it's not as not as straightforward as just avoiding all the water, I think. But, I mean, it's still better to avoid the water. It's just that sometimes you can just boost off of a lot of stuff. It's really nice. Trick off this. Just because. Yeah, and then you avoid more water. Very nice. And then you avoid this water. Get on here. Avoid this water. Avoid more water. Land here. Avoid more water. Avoid more water. Yeah. And then you go on here. Avoid more water. Avoid more water. I missed. Yeah. Keep on avoiding water. Yeah, avoid water. If you haven't noticed, a common theme here is to avoid the water. DK Pass, this one's really nice because you have shortcuts that are relatively safe. Even if you mess up, it's not a big time loss, unless you go for the pole skip. The pole skip is the most risky one, but it's the most obvious one that a lot of people go for. But I don't go for that one because there's a faster strat. So, the obvious choice here for a lot of people is to go here. Whee! Fun skip, right? But this skip is risky because if someone shells you, someone bumps into you, and you miss the pole, you're cooked, pretty much. So and it's not faster than this strat right here. If I land it. There we go. This is the faster strat here, if I don't bonk into that. And you can take this path too. That's the faster strat. And then there's this rail thing. If I land it. The common theme here is if I land it. It is nice. Oh, I had a left trick there. You get the idea. You get the basic idea. It's nice to... Huh? There we go. That's the basic idea. And then try to get it low. Oh, I didn't get it. And then the mushroom cut. Yay. Yeah, that's pretty much the strat here. I do feel like a lot of people have not learned the first wall ride. It's kind of, yeah, it is kind of hard to do, I guess. Like that. That was cleaner. I went too low. Whee. I went out too early. This part I'm not that consistent, actually. What the freak? And hopefully I land on here. Make sure I just lock in. Make sure I lock in. Make sure I lock in. Yeah, like that. But yeah, this track is also really nice to just have a mushroom at the end, so I might bag a little at the beginning. Avoid the crowd, get a mushroom for the last cut, and then I cut a lot of dirt, and then it's really good. And then I front run after that, I think. I bag lap one. 야찌마tta 제. Trying to remember what the. Jeez. Okay. Okay. No, I messed up. Yeah, see, but even if you mess up, it's not that much of a time loss, I guess. Compared to, like, obviously just driving normally. So that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, that's kind of the strat there. Cheap Falls. This one's a bagging track too. You bag here as well. Really nice to take the mushroom shortcuts through two cuts. Unless you know Tarzan, but I don't think nobody knows Tarzan. Well, they know it, but they can't perform it, I guess. I think all these cuts that I perform with the mushroom, you could also do shroomless. But I'm not too sure if anyone's really willing to learn all that. You also miss that item set if you go Tarzan, so... also a thing to keep in mind. But the main thing here... skip through here. And you skip through here. Yatta! Those are the two most important cuts in this game. Because you cut through, but you also avoid water. Ah, the common theme again. Avoid water. Very important. But you get to do that when you do these cuts. There's a way to do it shroomless. I haven't learned it that well. You do. Apparently that still saves time. I don't know if that one specifically saved time, but apparently it does. And then there's this one. Oh, I got it! That one saves time too. Yeah, those two are the ones that save time. Which course have I not done? Rainbow Road. It's a long road. I guess the main important cut for Rainbow Road. WTF, what was that? That's the cut. That's the cut. Shroomless cut through there. It's pretty precise. I don't think anyone practiced Cheap Falls. Maybe I should... Ooh, Cheap Falls, low-key. Another... Yeah, all of my solo maps are probably gonna be water maps. Except for Peach and Koopa Troopa. Just screw those. Alright, you guys watch me play a lot of this, but I think for the main event, I'm gonna play it safe because I haven't really practiced any of the actual cuts here. But I think you guys saw a theme with like how I was playing it early on. Especially like the water section. Yeah, just drive close to the inner parts of... Yeah, take a good line, and you probably would perform decently well in this tournament. Methinks. Never mind that. Never mind that. Never mind that. Yeah, who the heck does that? Really? Yeah, I'm probably gonna play it safe on the actual event. And one tip here: try to land on the shallow end of the water here, and then you don't bounce as much, and then it's faster. I don't know if you could really tell, but it's supposed to be faster, according to my sources. I guess, which is hopefully true. Because you bounce less and then you travel and you get the trick earlier, so it's faster or something. Something along those lines. I'm not sure. Really? I'm just blindly trusting my sources, so it'd be like that. Hold up a little, I think, is faster. I forgot. Something about holding up or down is faster for some of these lighter sections. Having a mushroom here is nice to cut a bit of this. I genuinely do not know what's faster here. I think there's a skip here, but I forgore. Being real, I forgore. I mean, if you've been farming coins and trying to get a, you know, what is it? Yeah. Oh, up here. Press up here, and it's a little faster. Or like, tilt your vehicle upwards, and it's a little faster. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, trusting my sources. And just land here. Yeah, what is it? My vehicle combos fastest on land, I think. So I would be choosing the most land. The most land vehicle. Wow. So yeah, that's my thoughts. There is a shortcut here. I will attempt it. Ah! You trick off that pole and then you go onto the other side. That's the you guys see what I mean? But it's very risky. But I guess it's not that bad of a risk if there's an item set right afterwards, and you know, you recover pretty fast. Like sometimes the strat for blue shells to drop off, and then you avoid the blue shell, and then you're back pretty fast. So yeah, that's Rainbow Road. That's the main thing. Peach Stadium. Peach Stadium? Peach Stadium. This course is just a normal course, I think. You could front run ore bag probably. It's very generic. I missed. I don't got much to say about this course, really. What do you guys do on this course? Oh, there's a feather shortcut here. If you can get on that rail, it's really fast. But if you miss, you're trolling. So, yeah. There's also a feather shortcut here, I think. You could feather cut all the way across. That rail's nice. And yeah, that's the course. That's a pretty wide cut, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I don't know this course. I'm not picking this one, because I don't know. I guess just drive well. I don't know. Yeah, just take like nice lines and drive it, I guess. Oh, don't do that. Whoa. Yeah, don't do that, chat. Oh, I need to go in from a... Okay. I missed. Yeah, you could do a charge jump here, guys. You could do a charge jump here, guys. You could do a charge jump and jump off the... You could do a charge... You could do a charge... You can do that, guys. Wasn't that pretty epic? I saved a little bit of time. Yeah. Whoa. I'm not gonna go for it. I'm not picking this map, but you could go for it. Whoa. Ain't that cool, chat? That's pretty cool. Thoughts? Yeah, learn to drive well, I guess, and then, yeah. I don't know this course. Finish. Yeah. Okay, Memo. Thoughts? Yeah, so that's that. Choco Mountain. This track has a pretty good substantial amount of dirt that you could cut, so it's really nice to have mushrooms. But there's a way to do it no item, but I haven't learned that one either. You could probably tell. So up to the brown part you could touch. It slows you a little bit, but you could still go on it. And the tar black part, you can't at all. So like you could drive here. You can't drive here unless you have a mushroom. So like if you have like 2 mushrooms, that's really nice, you know, like that. A little bit of that. So that's like how the course kind of works. You get a boost, you get something, and then you clear it. So ideally you have something. Yeah, you could almost do that. If you're actually good at the game, you could actually do it. But I'm not good at enough to do that. But you could do it. Yeah, you just gotta believe. There's also this cut. That I didn't land. And then if you had enough of a boost, you could actually clear that. I forgot, so yeah, that's no item. That was really off. I don't think I could get this. You get what I mean. There's some pro people that would do that. I don't think anyone will do that. I don't think anyone will do that in the actual event, but just so you know, that's a thing. Are you rewinding it yourself? Yeah, it's a rewind feature on YouTube. YouTube Rewind. In my YouTube Rewind, I would wish to have Marcus Brownlee. Yeah. Anyways. That's the map. Oh, I mean, click restart. A lot of dirt. A lot of dirt that's really nice with the golden mushroom. Golden mushroom, real nice here. Moo Meadows, I talked. Toast Factory, I did. This one I did. Oh, was that all the maps? That's all the maps. Crash Course. That's all the maps they got, and all the main things you gotta know about each map. And then there's the intermission courses. Which, you bag. Yay! So yeah, that's a pretty good 2.5-hour crash course of what to expect for Mario Kart, 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart en route. Niji en route. What is it? You could probably skip the individual course selection stuff. Timestampers, I am blessed by you, especially today, because it would be really nice for everyone to be able to see what's going on if you decide to timestamp today at the actual event. Yippee! Do you know the trick at the Peach Stadium that uses the feather? Yeah. Thank you. Now I know to go into water every time. Wow, you learned nothing. But yeah, there's the general strategies. There's the strategies per track. There's the cuts you could do. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, check it out. It's really nice. And yeah, keep an eye peeled for whatever happens in the main event, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I learned that in Yamino stream, strategy stream with the cool thumbnail. Don't take me seriously. Yeah, and I didn't take you seriously. Me when I serious. Me when I serious. Okay, well, anyways, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the crash course, and it is very nice. I probably should have done that in the beginning. But I also learned some stuff while I practiced too anyways, so yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed that. See you at the actual event. And cheer for your Oshi. Tweet about it, and it's real nice. Go boom! Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, cheer for your Oshi, guys. And it's really nice. Yeah, W. All right, thanks, guys. See y'all in the event. The event is. When's the event? When's the event? The event. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. It's in... Wait, what? It's in... So... 8 hours. It's in 8 hours. Oh, frick, it's in 8 hours. It's in 8 hours. That's in 8 hours. All right. See you then. Thanks. Hope y'all enjoyed. See you guys in 8 hours. And... check out what's going on the main stream, and hopefully you get to pick out some things from the stream today, and it'll be nice. All right, I'm rating Frio. All right, thanks guys. See y'all at the event. I'll have my POV too, so you guys could see me succeed or fail. Yay! Okay, bye. Thank you for the Gorilla Crash Course stream. Thank you for showing up in a sudden Gorilla. Thank you, Gorilla. Gorilla. Donkey Kong. Yeah. Okay, bye. Thank you for the streaming. Cool thumbnail. Yeah, cool thumbnail. Cool thumbnail. Now that's a cool thumbnail.